This is Chrystal Meach with Dow of the Heart, and I have Lisa Ciccoli back with me. Thank you so much, Lisa.
Thank you for having me. It's great to be back.
Yeah. We were just talking before we started here, and what a trip it's been when we met to now. And we're like, what should we talk about today? And I was thinking we'll talk a little bit about vibration and harmony.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I was talking about last time solfeggio frequencies, which is like wave frequencies. So a lot of people use that in their meditation or singing bowls.
Yes.
Oh, you froze for a second.
Okay. I think we're okay. Am I still frozen?
Yeah. So tell me a little bit more about insights and harmony, like, what you found and how you got there.
Yeah, I would love to. So I studied music as a kiddo for a long time. I took piano lessons for 11 years. And so music sort of I grew up with it. And it just was part of my life. But then I decided to sort of set it aside and go after art and, sort of put it aside. But it's coming back to me now. I keep getting a little note that says it's having trouble connecting to the server. Has that happened before?
Yeah, mine is, I can still hear you, but it says it's uploading. So I don't know. We'll just try to keep going. And if it stops, we'll just, edit it out.
Okay, no problem. Well, I'll just start over. I'll just pretend you asked me the question again and I'll start.
Okay.
Yes. So I music has always been a part of my life. Sound has always been a part of my life. I took piano lessons for years. I thought I was going to go to school for music. And then I sort of set it aside and moved to art and then my other journeys and spiritual questing and all these things. But music and sound has come back to me in this healing way, which has been so wonderful. And what I have found is one of my favorite things when I was studying music was harmony. Like two singers, when they sing in harmony, it just is so beautiful to me. Like my whole body vibrates like, wow, it's amazing. And then when you're playing notes and harmony on a keyboard, it's just the sound is just so beautiful. And it just puts you in a state of peace and just relaxation and things. And I was like, wow, how powerful is that? That's amazing. So what I found is sound. I mean, everyone, I still remember this. I woke up the other day and I go, oh my God, I totally forgot about this. My dad had, I think it's called an oscilloscope, which is this machine that like you can play a sound and it'll show you the wavelength of the sound. And I thought that was the greatest thing ever, I was running around like, with sounds and stuff and seeing the green like wavelength. So I realized at a young age, like, oh wow, sound has a frequency, sound has a wave pattern, sound is physical as well as just auditory in a way. So now that I know what I know many, many, many years later, I go, oh, those frequencies, those vibrations, those sounds can be a healing tool. And they're wonderful. And so what I found is I feel like it really helps your brain slow down, stop, take a moment. It sort of interrupts the flow of all the things that are going on in the mind. And it allows you to sit back into a space or help you sit back into a space of peace and sitting in your own truth and finding your center and your harmony, right? I always call it when I'm in my center, like I'm in harmony with myself. I'm really like when the world can go on and do whatever it wants to do and I'm right here, then that's when I'm in harmony.
Yeah.
So that's been my journey with sound so far.
And do you find like, because I know like for me, there's a website, well, it's a YouTube channel called Temple Sounds that I always listen to, which is a guy doing singing bowls. I can't even remember his name, but I listen to that every day, and it just you can feel it in certain parts of your body. Like I don't know. I mean, he'll have like I don't know, like 10 different singing bowls out there. And as he's, working these bowls, I guess, I don't know what you
Mm-hmm.
call it.
Mm-hmm.
It resonates with certain parts of your body.
Right.
So can you
Yeah.
maybe speak to that?
Yeah,
Like,
sure. Sure. So there's a couple of things there to sort of unpack. One is, so in your body system, there's the chakra system, right? There are energetic centers within the body. First starts, the root chakra at the base of the spine, and it goes all the way up to the seventh. And so they're energetic frequencies. Like everybody has their own special frequency that they vibrate at, each one. That's your tone, your special frequency. And then the singing bowls, as you're playing them, they're vibrating, and some are tuned. So the key of C is the key of your chakra. So C is the root, and then D is the second, and E, and then goes up through the rest. So there's a tone for each chakra. But in addition to that, so if I'm like having trouble in survival pictures, like I could play my C bowl and like really work my root chakra and try to help release energy out of there. But also sometimes when I play my C bowl, which is the root chakra, I feel it maybe here in my fifth chakra, right? There's something here that's sitting, and that frequency is helping to me remove. So the way I see it is, when energy's stuck, when you have trouble or you're stressed out or whatever the thing is, your energy stops or slows way, 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 way down. And sound waves can come in and sort of go, hey there, hey there, hey there, hey there, and sort of hit that spot that's stuck and help you open it up and release it. So that's the feeling that you're feeling, is when the sound gets in, hits that block, and then starts to help you release it. That's that thing. And it could be anywhere. Like, like you shouldn't get locked in, like the C bowl will only heal the root chakra and the D bowl will only heal the sacral chakra. That's not the case. It's just wherever the sound resonates with a block, it's going to go there. And then it's going to help you release that.
I think that's so amazing because, excuse me, I think about like, and I'm certainly not in the medical field. I mean, like I do accounting for healthcare, but not like actual medical practice. And,
Mm-hmm.
you hear about like radiation therapy, or you hear
Mm-hmm.
about, all these, well, I guess even just the drugs themselves, the
Mm-hmm.
pharmaceuticals,
Mm-hmm.
like how that changes your chemistry and I guess your vibration.
Mm.
And I just wonder if there's more to it than that. Like if, singing bowls really does more healing than what we know.
Yeah, that's great. Great observation. I'm not one to say don't take your medicine, because I will never say that. But what I really see healing as like a team effort, right? Like
Yeah.
you can have a whole team of people that are helping you heal. Like doctors, yes; medicine, yes; singing bowls, yes; meditation, yes. Like all of these things sort of create this holistic package for you to use to heal yourself. And I like what you said though about like how, medicine and things can change your vibration. And I think you're right. But sometimes you need that in order to shift I call them loops, like the energy loop that you're in. Like that, it just is this feedback thing that's just like, I'm sick, I'm sick, I'm sick, I'm sick, I'm sick, and whatever the cause of it is was whatever the cause of it is, but it's a loop. And how do you get out of the loop? You need something to come in to disrupt it and go and kind of throw you out of the loop. And then you can start the healing process of rebuilding and bringing your energy back and your vibration back to your wellness, which is when you're in harmony. Like when you're in wellness, you're in harmony with your true vibration. So yeah, good point.
Yeah. And I think you hit it right on the head where you said, the loop, to disrupt it,
Mm-hmm.
because it's almost like, whatever you can do to disrupt, and focus on where you're going, because mindset is really all about changing that focus.
Mm-hmm.
And, like it's almost like a disruptor when you listen to the singing bowls, like really just let go and just let
Mm-hmm.
it
Yeah.
vibrate and do its thing. And it doesn't necessarily heal how the ego thinks it should
No.
heal.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I don't think sound has anything to do with the ego whatsoever. I mean, the ego can try to control it. The ego could say, "Well, I'm going to control this sound
Hmm.
thing and I'm going to do it here." And then, that's the only thing, but honestly, like after a while it just fades in the background. Like it can't.
Hmm.
It can't be control. Yeah, it can't
Yeah.
really control sound.
Yeah. So fascinating. So when you have a session with a client or with a group, how do you design? Does it just flow?
Oh, great question.
Or do you have like a certain blueprint of how you carry out that session?
Yeah, great question. Great question. It's a little bit of both because every person's different and needs different things. So there's no one formula for everyone. But the first thing, I'll talk about a group session in first. So my sound healing circles that I do
Okay.
once a month are what I do is really, it's all about setting the space. So my intention is that my sound circles are healing, they are judgment free, they are made to meet the needs of the people that show up, right? Whatever they need. And so there's a lot of freedom in there and healing. And so the intention that you set within the healing space before you even do it is really, really important. And that intention setting is a really good first step. And then when people arrive, and I lead them through the guided meditation and everybody sits back and sits in the musical space online, what I do is say, we call it in my training, we call it a spiritual hello. So you're saying hello to the person from my spirit is saying hello to you as a spirit. And so I go through all the people that show up and I do that and I say hello, hello, hello. And then I just sort of scan and say, are they having trouble in a spot? I work, I look at chakras, right? So is there a chakra that's looking like they're having trouble releasing out of it? And then I can say hello to that and do some healing work there. And I just say hello. So my job as a facilitator in that I see is my job as a facilitator is give people space to heal themselves and then help them if they're having trouble, in a spot. That's it. That's all I do. And it's really just intention awareness and then using the tools that I learned along the way. In an individual session, honestly, it's similar. You're setting the space the same way, the intention to heal, to learn, to grow, to get what they need out of this healing session. And then I usually work the chakras first, and just say, okay, we're going to tune up each one, boop, 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 and go up or down, whichever way. And then look for the blocks. Where is energy being held in a spot? Maybe it's a shoulder or a hip or in the heart or the fifth chakra or whatever it is. And then you spend a little bit more time there and, direct. So this is the other thing with sound. Sound is kind of broad, right? It can go woo everywhere. You need to direct it to a spot, right? And the way you do that is through awareness and intention. So I can play, let's say, my tuning fork, right? So I hit my tuning fork, it's humming away. And I notice in a client that there's a block in the fifth. So I'm holding at the fifth and I'm visualizing in my head that sound going right in there into that spot in the fifth chakra that's blocked. So that's really an important step because otherwise the sound can just sort of go everywhere. But when you put that intention behind the sound to do the thing you want it to do, that's really that's the help that a healer can do for a client is to do that.
Yeah, that's so interesting because I know I don't know where I was reading. I was reading something about some Tibetan monks and how they did healing and about the intention
Mm-hmm.
behind, like someone that had like a broken arm or something. And so then they were trying to infuse love. So then it was like the intention. And I know with Reiki too, it's a similar process where that intention goes straight to where you feel the dissonance, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. And you can do that for yourself too. And self-healing is, I do it all the time. Like when I'm working with my singing bowls or my tuning forks, like I will direct that to a very specific spot. And so there's two things you can get into. As I'm talking, I'm going, I've done this. You can try to control it too much. Like the intention needs to be simple. Like you can't go like, well, I wanted to unpack this layer and then this layer and this layer. Like it needs to be broader than that. Like I'm directing my tuning fork energy into my heart chakra to heal the block that I feel there, whatever it is, and then allow the sound to do it and not control it. And really get it, because that's when the ego steps in and goes, well, I wanted to do this and this and this and this. And then the healing is not as effective. It gets sort of slowed down and bogged down in all the details of like how to do it. Letting go and letting it flow is really important. It's such a great lesson for me.
Yeah, there almost has to be like a flow.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you kind of like set the intention, but then you're just the vehicle,
right?
In a way.
Yeah. And the other thing is too, like the
directing
sound.
Oops, sorry. Energy.
Yeah, it's
the
sound is not doing it for you; it's doing it with you. It's a tool, right? Like that you're using to create this new space in yourself and this healing and wellness in yourself. So I just want to make that clear too, because I think a lot of people can think like, well, I'll just go get a sound healing and the sound will do it for me. But if you don't, A, want to change, or B, give yourself permission to have the healing, then it's not going to help you. It won't work.
Yeah, it's good advice. Well, do you have anything else on sound?
Let's see, what else on sound? I would say play around with it. That's what I love about it. It's just so fun to play with it. Like I'm reading this amazing book, and I just cannot remember the name of it at the time of off the top of my head. But it talks about finding your, and this is if you have singing bowls and you play them, or if you have tuning forks and you play them, or whatever instrument you have and you play them, is just finding what is your song. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So I'm working on that now. I feel like it's great. Like I put out all my bowls and I start playing them and I go, okay, what's my song here? Like, what's my sound frequency? Like, what do I want to say? And I think that's such a wonderful thing about sound, is you can explore and you can create with it and you can heal with it. And it's just a wonderful tool. And it is a tool. It's a wonderful tool to help you along your path, help give you insights and help you release, help you reconnect, help you find your wellness again. And so I encourage people to just play with it and goof around. And there's no right way to do it. Like when I first got my singing bowls, I started playing with a friend, and she's been doing it for years. And so I was like, I have to play exactly like her. Like I have to do I have to do everything like her. And I realized, I'm like, no, I don't. I really don't. There's really, like, what's my way of playing my bowls, right? And I use a lot of, instead of just, playing the rim and really like getting the resonance going and then all the resonance going, I do that, but I also like have strikers that just hit the bowl and it's like, boom, so it's one tone. It's not that reverberating tone. So it's a mix of things. So I just feel like sound can be a wonderful tool for self-discovery and fun. You got to have some fun along the way too. Yeah, I encourage people, if you are drawn to it. If you're not drawn to it, don't worry about it. You don't have to. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Lisa, for coming on. Again, I'd love to have you again. We'll find another topic, because there's we could talk
so
forever,
much to talk about. Yeah, we could talk forever.
Okay, thank you for watching Tao of the Heart.
Yeah, thank
you. And have a great day.
Bye.